and just wanted to make a quick video about this blaster we've just finished. This is our kind of Boba Fett EE3 inspired kind of carbine pistol blaster. Been wanting to make one of these for such a long time, and then actually just started making it a few months back, and literally the next week Hasbro announced they were doing an EE3 different, but we were there first, as always. Hasbro hot on our tails, copying everything we do. We're onto you, Hasbro. But anyway, as you know, we're big Star Wars fans here at Monkeytron, and I have quite a collection of Star Wars blasters, and just always want to make this one for the collection. So going to be using this probably as a cosplay piece, and it'll just be in a personal collection here. So yeah, went for a fairly realistic, nothing too exciting on the paint job, but yeah, just kind of fairly realistic looking kind of sci-fi theme. But yeah, there was a lot of integration work in this, and from having the idea, it actually became much more work than I was expecting it to be. So it took a few months to build. I thought I'd be able to do this just in a weekend, but it took quite a while. It was a lot more work than I expected. So we started off with the Fortnite hammer pistol. I can't remember his name. The H maybe. Anyway, it's kind of basically the Fortnite hammer shot. Came with a big comedy cartoon barrel. So we took the barrel off. The barrel kind of clips in on the original one. So we ended up taking it off and swapped it for a Retaliator barrel, just because it looks much more sci-fi and fits much more with the aesthetic. But getting the barrel to fit, because it wasn't a kind of end-strike attachment point, it was different, so we had to kind of integrate this properly, and had to take out the actual Retaliator barrel and replace it with the Fortnite barrel, inner barrel, which is much wider, because they've got the gap coming for you from the cylinder into the barrel, so there's a much wider fit for the dart to freely kind of fire through, rather than it being the kind of end-strike attachment where the barrel kind of marries up with each other and it's kind of continuous. There's a kind of gap here. So it needs a wider aperture there for the dart to kind of comfortably go through. So we had to Dremel out the inside of this barrel and replace it with the inner barrel from the Fortnite one, and then epoxy it into the shell as well. So we've only epoxied it on this one first side, so we can still kind of butterfly the blaster apart, and you still get access to the barrel as well. But yeah, it's absolutely solid. Lots of epoxy putty and epoxy resin as well, and a bit of putty as well inside, just to make it absolutely solid, but it fits perfectly. Also, we then had to do the scope. So originally the idea, what I did was I cut a couple of channels in the top of the blaster, and the idea was just to have the scope clip in with the kind of legs from the end-strike kind of attachment on the scope, which kind of worked, but it wasn't very secure. So what we've done is, again, we've epoxied one half of it into this shell, side of the shell, and the half just clips in. So again, if we want to take the blaster apart, we can butterfly it apart, and this scope will come, the shell will come apart from the scope on that side, but fixed on that side. So you can still get into the blaster if you want to do anything to the internals. The stock, again, was very different. I did look at using a long strike stock, or maybe a sling fire stock, but they weren't long enough, and just didn't have the kind of didn't really have the exact look I was looking for. So this is actually made from wood. So this was just a sheet of about 6mm. I think it's a mahogany. It's just a bit of wood I had lying about in the shed. I think it's an old skirting board or something. Yeah, kind of drew out the shape, jigsawed it out, sanded it down, gave it a bit of a prime and a paint. This is a kind of red oxide kind of paint with it over the top. And yeah, that's fixed into the handle with some epoxy resin, epoxy putty, and then managed also to get it fit into a couple of the screw ports on the handle as well. So this inserts in, and drilled some holes in there, so they fitted over the screw post inside the handle. So they're actually screwed and fixed in, and then resined as well, and again resined on just the one side of the blaster, so it all comes apart. And yeah, that's not going anywhere. It's absolutely solid. Yeah, couldn't be more solid. And it's, yeah, nice length, and kind of fits very well with the design of the blaster. So yeah, it's got very much the silhouette of the Boba Fett blaster. The scope's a bit chunkier than his scope's a lot more pencil-like. But yeah, overall the silhouette's pretty similar. As this was mainly a kind of flat black, I just left the hammer and the trigger as orange, just so at least some orange on it. So if I went to a convention with this, at least there is some kind of orange on it. We did a kind of scorch effect on the front barrel. So we did a kind of flat black over most of it, and then a kind of faded silver into the barrel, started at the back, very slight here, and then kind of silver at the tip, and then did the kind of scorch effect at the top. We managed to line up the sight on the scope pretty accurately. So when you're using this, you can actually line these up pretty well, and the darts fire fairly accurately through the scope, which I was quite pleased with. That took a bit of time to get that nailed properly, and then actually set it with the resin while keeping it perfectly still. I had lots of masking tape holding it in place so it wouldn't move. And yeah, just kind of flat black, highlighted with some dry brushing, a little bit of chrome detailing here and there. And that's really it for the paint job, nothing too exciting, but then all finished with a kind of 2K lacquer, just to really seal it in. Performance wise, we put a spring spacer in this. We went for about, I think it was about a 15mm spring spacer. So I've not chronographed this, but I reckon it'll probably be between 80 and 85 FPS hopefully. So just a little bit of an increase on its stock performance. And the prime's still pretty good on the prime. It's not too heavy. Left the air restrictor in obviously, and yeah, it's fairly stock performance, but probably might use this. We've got a Mandalorian cosplay we're building. We've got a couple of Clone Trooper cosplays as well, so might end up using this in some of the cosplays, just so it looks pretty cool. And I know Games of Foam are planning doing a Star Wars game at the Clash of Britain in next month. Unfortunately, I'm not going to make it to that, but this would have been perfect for that game as well. I could have had my Mandalorian helmet on and running about with this. It would have been great fun. But anyway, really enjoyed making this. One for the personal collection. I do have. I did start building another one, and when I get around to finishing that, I might put that up for sale on the Etsy page. But yeah, obviously there's a few teething issues with this one, so it's not 100% perfect, so I'm going to keep this one for myself, and then if I do another one, it should be a little bit, be able to sort out some of those teething issues, and it'll look a bit better, and we'll maybe put that one up for sale. But as I say, we've got a lot of stuff going on here at Monkey John just now, and time's been limited recently, that's why there's not been an awful lot of videos, but yeah, we'll hopefully get some of that content made. Make sure you check out Filmfest, the UK's Nerf convention. A lot of stuff going on over there just now, getting ready for the event this July 23rd in Bristol. Really looking forward to it. Lots of people confirmed now, and lots of guests being announced as we go on, and we can't wait for that. It'd be great to see everyone there and get another big event going again. And yeah, make sure you check that out and support us over there, it's really appreciated. But anyway, thanks for watching. You can catch us here on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe here, follow us over on Facebook and on Instagram. And you can check out our Etsy's page. Just search for Monkey John Collective over on Etsy and you should find us there, and we've got lots of goodies up for sale. Any purchases on the Etsy page really help us out and it's really appreciated. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll hopefully see you again in not too long. Yeah, not as long as last time anyway, it's been ages. Anyway, thanks for watching, bye bye.